I don't have anything to do with anybody's sensibilities, but I'm a single heterosexual guy that can't, you know, connect. Alright, it's been a long time, and enough about me. So it's what I'm intending to do is give you like a short, chintzy video introduction that I have going on here with this very poor quality webcam that only picks up every other frame. That makes me look really weird on the computer to me, but it's a learning tool for me as I see myself drumming, that I see it sticking and things. It could be creative. Alright, so anyway, long story short, I'm babbling. I don't want to go too far. 2010's coming up. It's supposed to be the year of the tiger for the Chinese calendar. Let's see where it goes. I'm doing pretty good with swimming. I'm lucky that I go to a pool that's for the YWCA, Young Women's Catholic Association pool. It's 2 blocks or so down where I live. I take a membership there. I've been doing that to get my mobility back, and I'm losing weight again. Doing good with that. Keeping my form, building my endurance back up, managing pain. Not the hottest spot for a date, though, you would think, but that's mostly elderly and women who are unavailable for one reason or another. So I just shuttle back and forth to, basically this is like a big romantic attempt for me to say, look, I'm still single, I'm still some kind of a viable guy for some use, and I'm kind of being, getting dustier if I don't keep dusting myself off over here as a solo guy who's not gonna, I would like to be in a band. I'd like to find a woman or women that can understand me, as long as I can stay mobile and independent to the degree that I need to be a single dad. I'm not going to make the disaster of rushing into any working situation or personal relationships that involve, destroying me and my kid as who we need to be, recovering as we are as a single parent unit. He's a little boy, and I'm going to be protective of that. Though I do need to move on in life. I can't just be in the old building hiding out, single guy. I'm getting kind of squirrely. I gotta admit it. But because I am not retired. I didn't retire, and I seem to feel like, Jesus, even the people of age of retirement don't retire, and here I am sitting here as inactive as I am, and ignored, isolated. I don't want to be more self-absorbed than I already am, and it's unhealthy. I know that. So I'm putting these little SOS videos out there. I'm not trying to look for celebrity or fame or any of that crap, because I can't really handle it. I can't even handle going to work, 9 to 5, and having people rely on me to show up and do things that aren't related to my personal preference or interest, or I got pain factors. Sitting too long, standing too long. It all affects how I conduct. I got metal bolted on my neck, and it's made me moody. I'm in a transitional decade, let alone post-op. So I can do what I can do. I can't do it any other way. I've got kind of newfound courage and conviction and confidence as a 40-year-old guy post-op from my neck surgery in my hands, and a little bit of closure after receiving a medical status that kind of substantiates the way I want to conduct my life. I can be padded a little bit in my decisions. You can hate me, but you can't, you know what I mean? You can ignore me, more or less, for if you don't want to deal with somebody like me, but you know what I mean? I don't have to feel so ashamed that it's all in my head, because for a while people thought it was all in my head. I had psychological issues that they couldn't find a medical issue. Underlying root issues were medical. You know, it's easy to call somebody nuts or crazy and you know, want to divorce them or something, you know, just fire them because you got a personality conflict. Happens all the time. Happened to me. It's not as easy when they got a medical issue and they have to stand there and say, look, man, you know, the doctors are saying it's not in your head. The pain's real. There's real issues of mobility and comfort that other people take, you know, completely for granted. And how convenient they can move around and just worry about what they're going to wear to work today. And that's their only concern, you know. It was all about self-interest. I take care of a kid. I've been doing that since 2004, sole custodial. Pretty much alone most of this time. I won't go into too many details about my personal experience, you know, my personal life and my personal feelings. As much as I say, as much as I spell out in blogs, and I put thousands and thousands of words together in hours and over years of blogs and personal journals and music. And you know, I basically don't care. You know, I'm using it as a medium of expression, of artistic expression, so I don't go nuts. Because I've been doing that since I was 16 years old. You know, I write my ideas in some semblance of order to myself, to file it for myself. And if, you know, the people I'm trying to talk to would only talk to me. In particular, the people in my personal experience that I'm actually, you know, inferring about or referencing to. But they don't. So I'm always used to, you know, addressing and directing my feelings to a misdirection or a redirection, which is part of my artistic process, apparently, to be constructive instead of destructive. But it's because people don't pick up the phone and call me directly, or I'm not able to have that relationship anymore, to have that one last conversation, or that one more moment after the situation's supposed to be a done deal. And I'm told I think too much about things, and I'm probably off base, you know, but they're colors and expressions, and pretty much the TV show I watch. I don't have cable. I haven't for probably almost 10 years. I've dropped out of the popular culture and the commercial experience of, you know, being in America. How's that? I'm looking for something a little more primal, a little more common denominator to being alive on Earth with people, you know, all over, who don't have to speak your language or understand who your father was, or, you know, where you come from, you know, that dialect and all that craziness. I have nothing against it. It's just I don't want to be stuck in a cage, worse than I already am, believing that I'm raising another human being, another person, my son, you know. And the world's changed so much in my time, you know. I don't care anymore what the style is. It's not anti-life, just anti-having no money, and you don't have any money, and you can't cry that people's changing around you, or the way they look and the way they talk, and you can't keep up. There must be something wrong with you. You know, well, maybe there isn't. You know. So, you know, it's regional parochialism that I'm trying not to hold myself down to. Hope it reflects in some of the choices I make for what I show in my blogs, in my pictures, in my videos, and how I interpret, limited as I am on guitar. You know, and I'm home recording with a drum set, a bass, and a guitar, and so far, it's only been one piece of equipment. It's a Boss VR 600 portable recorder. It's got 2 microphones on it, 2 condenser mics, and you can input, you know, through RCA cable. My mixing board, which is a small Behringer board with some digital processing on it, EQ and slight effects. I might for my drums finally. I went and bought everything on student loan money and GI Bill money and overages from going to college. Which I still owe student loans. I don't want to, I'm not ducking out on them. I gotta make some money. I got credit issues. I'm paying everybody, bank loans. People's, it's now or never.